walang paghatol na ginawa ang arbitral tribunal dahil wala sa kanyang kapangyarihan na gawin yun. Talagang gusto lang linawin ng Pilipinas yun. Dapat pati yung Calayan Island Group sinangkot niya na para pagpasyahan ng tribunal. Matidismissan ka. Ako po, kahit kailan ay hindi nagpanggap na napakarami po nalalaman ko. Hindi po. Kaya lang, ang kaibahan ko sa kanila, ako po yung nag-aaral talaga. Ipipilit nila, exclusive economic zone, kapareho ng West Philippine Sea, maglalaban po tayo kahit saan tayo makarating.
For the record, Mr. President, did we lose a single inch of territory or sovereign rights during the Duterte administration?
May plus-minus din po, Mr. President.
You got 1 out of 4 questions correct. Not bad.
Balikan lang natin siguro yung backyard squatting. Mahirap kasi i-compare ito dun sa... Kasi pagka-squatting, backyard, ay... Lupa yun magkaiba talaga.
Lupa
Hindi mo makukumpara no?
Wala namang backyard na tubig Ang pinag-uusapan lang dito tubig Kaya nga sabi ko sa iyo, nag-umpisa tayo sa UNCLOS. Maritime rights. Kung ibang katawagan niya, sovereign rights. Iba yung territory, sovereignty. Ayun yun.
Yes.
Iba yung sovereign rights sa sovereignty. Iba yung territory sa maritime rights. So dito basically, ang dinidiscuss natin, dagat, tubig. Yung mga lupa na nasangkot dyan sa mga tubig na yan, walang paghatol na ginawa ang arbitral tribunal dahil wala sa kanyang kapangyarihan na gawin yun.
Para tukuyin kung sino yung mga nagmamay-ari ng mga pictures.
Unang-una, sana kung talagang gusto lang linawin ng Pilipinas yun, dapat pati yung Calayan Island Group sinangkot niya na para pagpasyahan ng tribunal. Matidismissan ka. Sabi niya, hindi ko kayang gawin yan, wala akong jurisdiction.
Ang sinabi lang niya kung anong klaseng mga pictures ito.
Hindi, walang
Hindi,
doon.
yung low tide elevation.
Oo,
yung
sinabi
rocks.
lang. Pero yung hindi niya sinabing, pwede ko ba sa pagpasyahan? Wala.
Wala. Kung sinong may-ari. Wala po.
Ang talagang principal na inano niya, alisin mo, ano ba akanya yung nature ng mga ano na yan? Yung 9-dash line. Sabi naman na nga ng tribunal, invalid naman yan, sabi niya. Walang basis sa yung historic claim yan. Yung historic rights, wala yan.
Sir, ano
niya.
ang total, kung pagtitingnan nyo naman, at kung ang mga kababayan natin ay talagang makapilipino, o makapilipinas, hindi naman mo tayo dapat magtalo-talo rito
Yun nga Ang usapan kasi doon sa resolution na yun, di ko nga malaman kung bakit hinangad pa ng mga kasama ko na gumawa ng resolution para sa ganun, i-condemn ang mga public statements na ginawa ng Chinese Embassy. Ang itatanong ko nga sana sa kanila, sino ba nag-umpisa niyan? Di ba kayo? Binigyan ko siya ng listahan January 1, si ganito. January 7, hanggang umabot, katapusan ng January, hindi sila tumigil. Ang China naman, kung ano yung sinasabi mo, sinasagot nila.
Ayan nga.
Kaya tinatanong ko sa kanila, ito ba kako ay may ikabubuti nating pare-pareho? Ito ba ang paraan kako para ang dalawang bansa ay maging maayos ang kanilang relasyon? Ito ba yung ating foreign policy? Di ba? Yun lang naman ang mga punto sana. Kaya lang, dun sa bahagi ng kanyang resolution, isinangkot niya 500,000 square kilometers na ating exclusive economic zone. So, ba't bigla ka ako lumaki yung sa mukha ako kinuha ito? Doon sa libro daw nung isang justice. Kung binasa niya yun, isinama niya yung Benham Rice. Hindi exclusive economic zone yun kaya dito po, magpakaingat kayo mga kababayan. Ang dami pong nagpapanggap po na ako po kahit kailan ay hindi nagpanggap na napakarami po nalalaman ko. Hindi po. Kaya lang ang kaibahan ko sa kanila, ako po yung nag-aaral talaga. Ako yung nag-aaral. Hindi ko po sinasabing marami po akong alam. Ngunit pagdating po sa mga basic na mga kaalaman, para po matuntun natin ang katotohanan, ay kargado po ako doon. Alam ko po yun. At wag po silang magtatangka na baguhin yon. Ipipilit nila exclusive economic zone kapareho ng West Philippine Sea. Maglalaban po tayo kahit saan tayo makarating. Hindi po tama ang ginagawa ninyo.
Meron din nabanggit si Senador Pang Pilo Lacson sa hearing din ng Commission on Appointments siguro pagkatapos ninyo magsalita na itong Calayan Island Group ay talagang in legal principle ng discovery at effective occupation, talagang sa ating naman. Una, wala naman tayong pagtatalo doon. Talaga namang hindi naman natin sinasabing hindi yun sa atin, Sen. Pero bakit ba niya nabanggit na itong isla, itong teritoryong ito ay ang unang naka-discover dito ay ang Filipino adventurer na si Thomas Cloma. Noong 1947, inokupahan niya at noong 1956, pinangalanan niya na Pre-Territory of Freedom Land. At pagkatapos noon ay ibinigay niya sa Pilipinas, sa Philippine government, sa symbolic fee na 1 peso. Ano bang importante nun?
Hindi ko alam kung bakit pa niya isinangkot yun. Gayong alam naman niya na occupied na natin yung 4 na teritoryo. Ngunit kung ang gusto niyang ipaalam na malawak ang kanyang kaalaman tungkol dito, baka niya sinabi yun.
Aha.
Hindi na ako nagkaroon ng pagkakataong balikan yun kasi nagmamadali ako. Meron kaming caucus ng mga kasama ko.
Aha.
Pero kung ang sinasabi niya ay si Thomas Cloma,
Opo.
hindi po adventurer yun, seafarer yun eh.
Ah.
Siya po ay may-ari ng isang maritime institute nung matagal ng panahon sa ating bansa at nag-issue nga siya ng Freedom Land Proclamation
Okay.
in 1956.
Aha.
Ano? At nag-draw siya ng boundaries. Hindi naman yung buong Spratlys, kung hindi sa mga mangilan-ngilang parte ng Spratlys Island.
Aha.
Ano? Nung ginawa niya yon, alam mo ba kung sino-sinong bansa ang nag-object?
Sino po?
Ang Amerika,
Pati Amerika.
ang United Kingdom,
Pati UK.
ang Vietnam, France, Australia,
Ang dami.
at China.
Aha.
Pero magtataka ka, hindi niya alam.
Aha.
Ang Pilipinas nag-object.
Kung sa bagay, baka kine-claim niya as private...
Hindi. Alam mo kung sino ang nag-object sa
Sino?
pangalan ng Pilipinas?
Sino po?
Yung dating Pangulo ng Republika ng Pilipinas na noon ay Secretary ng Department of Foreign Affairs. O sino?
Romulo. Teka, hindi naman.
Hindi na, pag naging presidente ba ng Pilipinas si
Ramon
Romulo?
Magsaysay.
Naging presidente ng Pilipinas na noong siya'y nag-object sa ngalan ng Pilipinas, siya yung Secretary of Foreign Affairs.
1956.
Carlos Garcia.
Okay.
Yan.
Carlos Garcia.
Alam mo kung bakit?
Bakit siya nag-object?
Alam mo kung bakit siya nag-object?
Oo.
Kasi, yung Spratlys Islands, hindi siya considered na terra nullius.
Terra nullius.
Ano ibig sabihin ng terra?
But for the record, Mr. President, did we lose a single inch of territory or sovereign rights? Did we lose a single centavo during the Duterte administration?
Well, according to the Department of National Defense, because this was tackled during the interpellation last week, that despite the Duterte administration's positioning, the harassment did not stop. The water cannoning did not stop. And therefore, this is the situation, Mr. President. Hindi naman tumigil yung paghaharas. Hindi rin tumigil yung pag-water cannon.
Mr. President, we'll speak about that. Iibahin ko yun kasi ibang issue kung yung dispute was live at umaabot ba sa water cannon. Ang tinatanong ko, kasi during President Aquino's time, it's on the record, we lost control of Scarborough. We lost control. May miscalculations na nangyari. Instead of sending a Coast Guard ship, we sent a military ship, Navy, a gray ship, and then nagkaroon ng standoff and then kinontrol ng Chinese. So when President Duterte took over, that's what we had to deal with, the threats that it will further escalate. So from the time that President Duterte took over, June 30, 2016, until the time he left, June 30, 2022, did we lose a single feature, a single square inch? Did we lose part of our territory? I think it's on the record we did not.
Well, if we did not lose any, then we thank the efforts of the past administration. But did we gain? Were we able to reverse the losses? I think not. Were we able to improve our trade, direct investments, etc.? I would say not as robust in terms of other countries. So therefore, may plus minus din po, Mr. President.
Well, let me answer that in two ways. First, I appeal to the records. We had more trade than during the Aquino administration. More bananas, other fruits were allowed into China. The tourism went up. First time in our history, lumaban yung dami ng Chinese versus dumami ng Japanese. And then yung hindi nakakapangisda, your staff, I have my support staff, you have your support staff, they can Google it. President Duterte announced that our fishermen can fish. Hindi lang pwede sa loob ng lagoon. And pati yon meron dahilan because spawning grounds yon eh. So hindi dapat mag-fish dun sa loob. Long story short, hindi nakakapag-fish nun. Did we gain? That is now the challenge of the Marcos administration. And that's why I have not commented whether I'm for or against because his national security knows more of what's happening on the ground. And ongoing pa yung kanilang strategy. Do I hope that they will gain? I think there are some gains in the Scarborough. Of course, I hope that they will gain. Kaya nga ulit-ulitin ko. Pareho stand natin, atin to eh. Yung approach natin ang iba. And tayo, nakakapag-discuss tayo. I will agree with you or disagree. You will disagree with me. But I will not call you hypocrite, pro-China, anti-China, anti-Philippines, ganyan. Because precisely, you know, when I was in the Foreign Affairs Department, question ako ng Malaysian, Indonesian more of curiosity at Vietnamese. Bakit ganito yung strategy? Because nakikinabang sila sa strategy natin pag tayo maingay. But I got the shock of my life. Why? Because when I actually became Foreign Secretary, the funds from the United States for the South China Sea, mas malaki ang nakukuha ng Vietnam kaso sa Pilipinas. Ginera nila ang Vietnam, tinalo sila. Tayo, treaty ally, mas malaki. Ang before the administration of President Duterte, binigyan ng same kind of ship or seacraft ang Taiwan sa Pilipinas. Yung sa kanila may weapon system, may communication system. Sa atin, walang weapon system. So Mr. President, what I'm saying is that pareho tayo ng stand. Pareho natin mahal ang Pilipinas. Pareho natin gustong makinabang ang bawat Pilipino, ang anak ng anak ng anak ng anak ng anak natin. You know, President Cory, in her visit to China, actually started the discussion on this. So it's not new, no? So if you have comment, Mr. President, then can I have just a few more preliminary? Go ahead, Mr.
Just
President.
very quickly on the Scarborough Shoal incident. Precisely because of the Scarborough Shoal incident, the Aquino administration proceeded to file the case before the International Tribunal a few years later. I think 1 year or several months later. And we won, thankfully.
Yes.
And in that regard, we placed on record that the 9-dash line of China is illegal, according to the UNCLOS, that they're setting up, building destruction of the reefs, and building artificial islands and runways was violative of our EEZ, and that alone gave us a strong footing. So strong in the sense that moving forward, several years later, about 60 countries have recognized the 2016 ruling
Yes.
that favored precisely the Philippine position and counting. So I'd like to think that yes, that incident in Scarborough was most unfortunate that it led to that, but because of that incident, we, as a smaller nation, decided that the way to addressing the challenge of a bigger nation, more powerful nation, is by way of the rule of law, by international law.
Yes, Mr. President. But there were many things that happened in between. One, we made the mistake of sending a gray ship. Number two, if the records I read is correct, we made the mistake of relying on back channeling and an alleged, until now, walang confirmation o denial, kung totoong nag-mediate ang Amerika at sinabing pag umalis yung ships nyo, aalis din yung Chinese ships, umalis yung ship natin, hindi umalis yung Chinese ship. So I leave that to history to judge. But one question on the arbitral ruling. Is it a total victory o meron din parts na nagka-problema tayo?
Well, there is this concern that, which was already raised previously, that because the Kalayaan group of islands is not within the EEZ rather, then it creates some questions regarding our sovereign rights and sovereignty over the KIG. But it can be argued that in the same way, for example, Guam is not within the EEZ of the United States, it is still U.S. territory.
Medyo exhaustive naman po ang inyong talakayan ni Senator Marcoleta. I'll just try to summarize it in one line. Yung nangyari kasi doon, claim natin na China cannot claim a group of features as one unit that, what's the right word, that generates entitlements and rights, di ba? But tayo, claim natin yung KIG as a group. That's why last minute lang nalaman nung lawyer natin. So, but as I said, exhaustive kayo. But maraming hindi nakakaalam, and I think this is where it's upsetting to scholars. Because I got the shock of my life. Before I went to DFA, I attended seminars, international seminars. Ito yung mga track 2, mga professors. At tinanong nga ako ng isang professor, "Sir, did you win the arbitral award?" Of course, sagot ko, yes. But I knew it was sort of a trick question. So he asked me, "Sa Scarborough Shoal, didn't you used to arrest Chinese fishermen?" "Yes." "Oh, didn't you used to arrest Vietnamese fishermen?" "Yes." "O ano ba ang sinabi sa award?" Sabi sa award, it is recognized as traditional fishing ground of all three: Chinese, Filipinos, Vietnamese. So ngayon, hindi na natin sila pwedeng arestuhin. So hindi rin totoo na parang Biblia, as far as we are Christians is concerned, that every part of the Bible is true. May mga naging kahinaan din itong agad-agad natin pagpunta sa arbitral ruling. Kaya, in resetting our problem in Scarborough Shoal, hindi na natin mababalik sa before Pinoy's time or before the standoff because stop na tayo nung ruling sa arbitral court.
But in the conceding that may be the case in terms of us arresting other fishers from other nations, the fact that there was a recognition that these are traditional fishing grounds for all means that China is now doing illegal acts by water cannoning our fisher folk who are in the area, Mr. President. So in that regard,
Mr. President, that was clear even before. But before, pwede natin sila arestuhin. Ngayon, hindi na natin sila pwedeng arestuhin. Dati, pag i-easy natin, kailangan nila ng fisheries agreement. Kung hindi, pwede natin silang arestuhin. Parang Papua New Guinea. Sa ngayon, doon na tayo kumukuha. Not all, but tuna, kumukuha tayo sa EEZ nila, pero may fishing agreement. Sa ibang parts ng EEZ natin, we can still arrest.
yes.
But not in Scarborough. But that's not my point. My point is, we can discuss soberly as patriotic Filipinos how to navigate this and secure our territory and also benefit from all of this, from our sovereign rights, di ba? Without saying you're pro-China, you're anti-China, Chinador ka, etc. No? And the funny thing is, Mr. Llamas was correct on that point. Because sinasabi niya, hindi man pinag-aralan lahat, iba-iba yan. Iba yung stand natin sa Ayungin, iba stand natin sa KIG, kay Don. Kaya lang ngayon, biglang balimbing na, biglang totally siya ang Mr. Philippines, no? Mr. President, who was the first to start reclaiming in the South China Sea?
At least from the Philippine...
What country, Mr. President?
Oh, you're from the DFA. Yes, our DND resource person says that it was Malaysia
Okay.
that started claiming. No?
Okay. And of the claimant countries, sinong pinaka-aggressive?
Of the claimant countries.
I'm not talking about 1
China.
month, 1
China,
year.
of
In the
course.
last 20 years, China.
Yes.
Okay. Sino pinaka maraming reclamation?
China. As of today, Vietnam, according to the DND, Mr. President.
What country offered the United States not to militarize the reclamations, etc.?
Yes, according to our resource person, it was President Ramos who first
Okay.
requested not to militarize the area, Mr.
Okay.
President.
Not bad yung taga-DND, sir. You got 1 out of 4 questions correct. Not bad. The first to reclaim was Vietnam. The most aggressive to reclaim and most islands is Vietnam.
Yes, that's correct.
The most aggressive is Vietnam. The country to first propose to President Obama not to militarize na hindi tinanggap ng American government is China. President Xi was still vice president there. It's recorded in many, many books. I recommend you read yung kay Mahubani, a great diplomat, a great professor of the Lee Kuan Yew School of Government. No? Instead of saying yes, they continued to send their navy ships because of the freedom of navigation. And China reacted the same way that US reacted to missiles on Cuba. No? So the next question, Mr. President, inside our EEZ, sino ang pinakamaraming reclamation?